I thought you were going to die in San Francisco that night.
Yeah.
Do you ever watch that play over?
Yeah, I think about my hips now and how they would react if I did that same play, and it wouldn't go the same way. I wouldn't just get up and be like, what just happened? I probably would be hanging on the ground for a little bit longer.
And with that, we're back. It's another season of Dugout Discussions with Chris Rose. Yes, the Queen has returned. More questions with the Queen. More fun segments this year in 2026, but we're going to get it going with the guy you've already heard from. That's right, a 10-time Gold Glover, an 8-time All-Star, 5 Silver Sluggers, 6 Platinum Gloves. My gosh, that's a lot of stuff. Here's Nolan Arenado. All right, so we're like in the place where you grew up to love baseball, right? And here in Dodger Stadium. Like, where were the Arenado seats?
They're up there in the nosebleeds. That's right, the nosebleeds over there.
How many games did you get to a year?
We used to get to a lot. I think my dad's work, he used to be in the travel business, and so in Santa Ana. So he would always get like Angel tickets or Dodger tickets, but we were always excited for the Dodger tickets just because the stadium was always kind of fun to come to.
Yeah, but for people that aren't familiar with Southern California geography, that's way closer to Angel Stadium, and getting up to Dodger Stadium is a bitch.
Yeah, it's not easy, that's for sure. You're right. We would actually, my dad's move would be, we're gonna go early, go to Tommy Burger.
Ooh.
And then go to the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you like wear the Dodger gear? And I know, we'll keep it quiet, but everybody grew up a fan of somebody, so it's okay. Nobody's going to get mad at you right now. Like, this was your team?
Yes. My favorite player is Sean Green. First player I fell in love in the game was Sean Green. I remember every time he hit a homer, he would give his batting glove away, and that always kind of stuck with me. And I just loved his swing, and then obviously Adrian Beltre was over there too, and then both those guys. But Sean Green was the first guy that made me fell in love with the game.
But you were paying attention to Beltre, even though you were a shortstop growing up. You were still watching him think and move and throw and the whole bit.
For sure.
All right, so you're middle of 3 brothers, right?
That's right.
So who got their ass kicked? Who delivered that back in the day?
Me and my older brother, we would throw bows, for sure. You know, me and my younger brother, we fought, but I never wanted to try to knock him out. You know what I mean? I realized he was always my younger brother. Now he's bigger than me, so it could be switched. We'll see. I got better endurance though. But my older brother, we would go at it pretty hard and pretty bad. But we at one point we were in middle school and we're I think somebody hit somebody or something. And we were like, all right, I think we got to chill with this because someone's gonna get we're getting bigger now. We can't be doing this, you know.
But I heard that it was your mom that gave you your competitive edge. Is this true?
Yeah, my mom's super competitive. Her drive and her intensity. I don't think she likes any third baseman in the game still to this point. So yeah, the intensity is still there.
There's a great video of her catching at first base. From you across the diamond.
Yeah, that was during COVID. I was taking ground balls. We brought her out just to get out of the house, obviously, which was something we weren't allowed to do for a while. So she played first for me and she caught every one.
Did you really let it air out?
No.
Come on, you gotta just see if mom can maybe pick one.
Yeah, I know. I never let it eat, but she did make the play, so.
You didn't throw one in the dirt?
No, not one. No.
I want to see what mom has.
Yeah, that's true. That would be cool.
Okay. So it's because of her heritage that you joined Team Puerto Rico this year. For people that are fans of the United States team, and you played on that team that won it here at Dodger Stadium in 2017, how different was it?
Yeah, I mean, it's different. You know, I think the teams I played on in 17 and 23, I would argue that they care just as much as the Puerto Rican team. You know, they really do. The players care so much. You know, there's that narrative going around about the USA team. I wasn't there, but I would assume it's completely false, especially my experience playing with USA. But playing with Puerto Rico, there's a sense of pride for the country because the whole country is behind the players, so it's just different, and the players feel that. And, just being a part of that and watching how much they love their country, like I said, because their country loves these players so much, it just hits a little bit different.
So it feels unfair. I felt watching Team USA, it didn't seem as fun as Team Puerto Rico, as Team Venezuela, as the Dominican Republic. I always believe you got to be true to who you are, or else people are going to see through that. But when you were playing on Team USA, would you look across the diamond and be like, they are acting different than us?
Yeah.
I mean, were you cognizant of it?
I mean, a little bit. I think, listen, we grow up in a different style of the game. We grow up differently. That's just the way it goes. Now, that doesn't take away from our love, our passion for the game. But, the Latin players are just, they're more expressive. It's just the way it is. It's just different cultures. But like I said, the teams I played on with USA, every one of those players cared just as much as any player I've ever played with on Puerto Rico. But the pride that they feel from the country, it just felt different.
So when you played it, because you guys played in Puerto Rico,
Yes.
could you feel it?
Oh yeah. I mean, that environment was something I've never seen before. You know, I didn't play great in Puerto Rico, but I got, you know, a couple hits. But like, you know, I moved the runner over. They celebrate it like it's a hit. You hit a sac fly. They celebrate it like you helped us. You know, you're helping us win the game, and everyone notices that part. They pay attention to the little things, and they're just really proud. And any play you make, I mean, you play hard, they're gonna love you.
Where's the blonde hair?
It had to go, man. It had to go.
Really?
Yeah, it had to go. I was starting to have a hard time looking at myself in the mirror, so I was like, it had to go.
What did the wife think of it?
She didn't mind in the beginning, but at the first she was kind of, and then she was like, I don't mind it. It looks pretty good. And then, like I said, it had to go. I had
no
to get
sexiness factor?
No, I don't have that. I don't dress like that either. So
But
nah.
look, during COVID, my wife was like, why don't you grow out a beard? You're not going to be on TV for a while. And I said, you understand, it's not going to change my horseshit personality. Like that stuff doesn't change. So whether you change the palo up here or the beard or anything, doesn't change who you are.
No, it doesn't.
All right, so you've been a tremendous player in this game. And it's so interesting when I talk to guys, you know, they're like, we just grind to get here. And then we just grind to stay up here. And then we grind to get to a certain level. What are you grinding to do at this point of your career?
Yeah, I think it's just maintaining, and you know, I'm still trying to find ways to get better. You know, I think as you get older, you start to learn things about your body, and there's certain things you can and cannot do. You know, back in the day, you know, I could probably get away with a lot more. I just can't no more. So, you know, those are the little things that I'm noticing. They're not as fun as they used to be, as far as like getting ready and prepping for the game. I'm very aware of how many ground balls I can take now. I'm very aware of how many swings I can take in the cage, because I got to make sure that all my energy is being used on the game and on the field. So just being aware of those things a little bit more, I think is just something that, like I said, I never really had to do.
Oh, so you got old man shit going on. You're about to turn 35. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm getting older, that's for sure.
Well, you know, I mean, you're the first one to admit that the last couple of years have not been up to your standards. But when you get older in this game, how do you deal with that emotionally? Have there been times over the last 2 years where you've had to kind of like talk yourself down? Because I know how much this game means to you. Yeah. Has it hurt? Like at times?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, there's times where in the past few years where you'd be like, what happened to me? You know, or that pitcher would never dare throw it there. You know, for a long time, you know. So there's just different things you go through, but at the end of the day, nobody feels bad, you know. You can't make excuses. You got to find a way. And I think, you know, I love this game. I still feel like I have a lot to give to this game, so I'm going to keep going.
How important is 400 homers?
It would be great. I don't know if I would like to play that long to get there, but we'll see. You know, I would love to get there for sure.
How important is the Hall of Fame?
I think those conversations have started more recently. I want to be a Hall of Famer. I still think I got some things I got to accomplish first.
Okay. Defensively, few guys over at that part of the field have accomplished what you have. I thought you were going to die in San Francisco that night.
Yeah.
Do you ever watch that play over?
Yeah, I think about my hips now and how they would react if I did that same play, and it wouldn't go the same way. I wouldn't just get up and be like, what just happened? I probably would be hanging on the ground for a little bit longer.
Was there, when you rewatched it the first time, were you saying, what the hell was I doing over there?
Yeah, I did, you know. But, you know, I don't know. When I watched that play, I can't believe I made it, but it was pretty cool. It was a good time, and it would have been even better if we got the double play. That would have been really cool.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
It was Crawford that tagged up, didn't he?
I think it was Pagan.
Oh, it was Pagan?
Yeah, it was Pagan.
All right, it's the hair.
Yeah.
It's the hair. Do you have a favorite play over there?
That's one of them. I made a couple plays in St. Louis that I really like. A couple bare hands, throwing from the knees. But that's my play. I mean, I made a play in San Francisco actually also where I dove in the hole, bobbled it, picked it up bare hand, spin, threw it on my butt.
Oh, yeah.
So those two plays in San Fran are probably my best plays.
So do you ever have, like, maybe you've gotten a first baseman out, or maybe somebody makes it to third later in the game after you've stolen a hit, and they're like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Do they ever come over and say something?
Sometimes people will say something, you know. I just tell them, hey, man, it's not personal, you know that. But it's just business. It is what it is, you know.
Well, so I just saw a play on opening day where Roman Anthony smashed a ball at Sal Stewart. the first baseman, and it hit him in the wrist. It was so hard. I mean, it's called the hot corner for a reason. Has there ever been a time where you stood over there and you're like, oh my God?
Oh, yeah.
That
Stan. My rookie years, I think it was like my rookie year, so I had to play infield in on Stan, and I remember vividly being like, I don't want to do this at all. And it was the most uncomfortable I've ever been playing third base was when Stan was hitting out there.
So did anybody like hit one so hard at you where you had to kind of?
I've had a couple líneas hit at me really hard, but it wasn't Stan. But Stan was the time where I was literally like really uncomfortable.
The one of your great moments, you hit for the cycle, hit the home run at the end, and then somebody cut you. Did we ever get to the bottom of how that happened?
Yes, it was in the dog pile. Charlie Blackmon was in the dog pile with his helmet on, which is very Charlie for not to take it. Most people take off your helmet when you're in a dog pile, but of course Charlie didn't. And we were just kind of celebrating or whatever, and I remember getting bumped, and it was Charlie's helmet that cut me. Yeah, but it came,
It came out of love?
Yeah, it came out of love, and the picture looked cool, so I guess it worked out.
All right. So I talked to Chapman a couple times because you guys were 2 years apart, right, in high school. And I said, well, geez, he's playing shortstop. Did you ever get to play that until he left? He said, yeah, 2 times. Like, whenever he would pitch, I would go to shortstop, or whenever he would lose his shit and get thrown out of the game. That is not true about you, is it?
No, I never gotten thrown out by an umpire, but I have gotten probably benched for like throwing my helmet or something like that. I had a little bit of a rough attitude when I was a young player, and I'm not gonna lie, I had an attitude issue, so Chapman would go in for me for sure at times.
You got benched because of that?
Yeah, there was a couple of times where,
Little sweet Nolan?
Yeah, I mean, I got warned that, hey, don't do that again, and then I did it again, so that's what happens.
Just clean it up.
Yeah, clean it up, exactly.
When you're a guy that's been a leader on a team, Colorado, St. Louis, and now you're trying to kind of find your way, and it's an abbreviated spring training because you're down in Puerto Rico doing your whole bit. How do you do that?
Yeah, I mean, it's simple. When I knew I was going to play in the WC, I made it a point to get to Arizona early to make sure I'm able to spend time with guys and hang out, and because a lot of the guys already live there, so they're already training there and getting after it. So I made that point. If I wasn't playing in the WBC, I probably wouldn't have got there early. But this year I did because I knew that I was going to miss some time. But you just get to know the guys, you spend time with them in the cage, and hang out with them in the locker room like you always do. And it's abbreviated, but at the same time, you build those relationships fairly early. All
right, last one here. We are at Dodger Stadium, and we're here on the night that they're going to do the ring ceremony. Will you watch it or not?
Probably not. Not out of jealousy or anything. They deserve it. They're a great team. I don't know. I'm probably going to be getting ready to hopefully
mash.
Hopefully mash and get a win, So I'll take care of that. But like I said, they deserve it. The fans will love it. And they can enjoy it,
Do you still have friends that grew up and they're still Dodger fans?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, that's the worst, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. It is bad.
Do they let you know in text?
Yeah, they let me know.
God dang it, those guys.
Yeah.
After all those free tickets you got,
exactly.
all the shit you've taken care of over the years, and they still do that to you.
Yeah, I know. I do respect that they stay true, but it is annoying.
Give me one name. Who is it? Who's the worst? I want to know.
I'll go with Alex Fuentes.
Alex, I know you're watching right now.
I hope you remember this.
Just stop that, man. This guy's taking care of you your whole life, bro. Stop doing it. You can celebrate in peace and go like,
exactly.
Cute little Dodgers. Dude, it was awesome catching up with you, man.
It's great seeing you, brother. It's really great seeing you again.
You too, man. Always great catching up with him. Oh, one other statistic I left out. He's a 3-time home run champion as well. You know who's a champion around here? She's my queen. She's our queen. Yes, royalty is back in session. It's the first season edition of Questions with the Queen.
After a restful off-season, the Queen is back. I resigned for another year, and the Queen even deferred some money so she could return. So here we go. I was glued to the Winter Olympics. What's the one sport you want a shot at?
What is the name of the one that you?
Curling. Yes.
Curling. Yeah, I think I would be good at that because especially this off season, I did a lot of cleaning in my house.
Let's see.
Right. I think I would be good like doing this right here.
Slalom. I think I can do that pretty good. I think I'd actually win gold.
Win gold.
Yeah.
By a landslide, probably by like 3-4 seconds.
Would you need any prep?
No, I could go right now and just go knock it out.
Could you be a speed skater? Could you do snowboarding?
We don't have none of that in the DR. So
I'm all in on curling. Have been, and it's electric. It's just electric stuff.
I would tell you, you would bling the shit out of that sport.
Right.
You would be coming out, right?
I think I'll be good for the sport.
There's some curling huts in Chicago. I could have met. Oh yeah. I could mess around and get in there.
Are you going to buy your own stone and bring it with you like a bowling ball?
Well, the first time I go, then I would get obsessed and I'd have to buy my own stone. Yeah. You might need a set of stones, so make it a little expensive.
You need to know how to skate, right? To do that.
I guess
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think I will be good for that.
it's never too late.
I don't think that's something that I want to learn right now when I'm 37 years old.
Do you know what Lawrence Butler said?
What do you say?
He said he would be great at slalom. He said he wouldn't even need any warm-up. He would win gold instantly.
Sounds like something he'd say.
Let's see what the form would look like.
All right, so first I go, they be hyping me up. I'm in the starting blocks.
Right, you're in the gate.
Boom, 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 boom. Turning,
Yeah.
turning,
Swivel those hips.
turning, jump, land, turn. I'm through there.
I've loved the luge, skeleton, and bobsled. Like, I know it's three similar ones. They may be completely different if you ask the athletes, but that's one I would love to try.
The luge or the bobsled or anything like that, something I can just kind of sit inside and experience. I'm very bad at like skating, skiing, anything like that I'm bad at, so I need to stay away from those things. So any of the more passive sports, I'm not insulting it, calling it passive, but it seems like I could have someone else driving the sled for me and I could just kind of sit.
if it was the tandem skeleton, I would not be the bottom. So that's someone else would do that.
But you might have to be based on the size. Could you imagine you laying on top of? You would crush a human.
That is true. Like the scouting report would probably have me on the bottom, but I think I'd opt out of doing the skeleton.
So do you want to do the one where they go head first or not?
First would be sick. Head first would be sick.
You catchers are a different breed, aren't you?
I would love it. I think it'd be so cool.
As long as someone who knows what they're doing is steering me and keeping me safe, I'd be willing to do it.
What if I'm steering?
Probably not. We might need to go a little less steep downhill. Keep it, that 30 to 35 mile an hour range.
The ski jumps, the big jump, like the big air. That one's sweet.
Where you look like you're leaning.
Yeah, they're doing like the quick, 180 right out of the jump and going down backwards sometimes
that's
and doing
different.
all those. Yeah, that's cool. Like you don't see people on the slopes doing that. Like how do you train that? It looks sick. I would love to do that. It would be a train wreck.
The ski jump looks sick where they're flying through the air. I was a big skier growing up, so probably something to do with skiing. I'm not sure what the exact verbiage is, but I would go the big ski jump off the big ramp.
So it's the one where they lean forward, not the one where you go off the hill, maybe backward and it.
Big, steep ramp and then fly out like a squirrel looking type thing.
Oh, I think I would like to try. Bad idea, but the long ski jump looks so much fun. It would be really dangerous and a terrible idea, but that would be really fun.
Now you fell about 100 feet back because you kept your feet together like this. You know that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure the younger kids out there know the technique to always stay center gravity, just stay within the shoulders and not get too wide. I don't want them to be like, oh, raw dogs, all wide and doing too much. So I'm just trying to tell the young kids, hey, make sure you keep your feet under you.
The half pipe snowboard, I think that would be so cool, just flipping tricks left and right. That'd be so much fun.
Snowboarding's a pretty awesome event to watch. I feel like I always gravitate towards that. And Chloe Kim's just such a great role model, and she's had a lot of success. So I feel like she's kind of the face of American snowboarding right now. So I'd say maybe snowboarding.
I mean, I'd like to be good at snowboarding, but I'd like to try what's the one where they go down on just a little tiny cart? I don't even know what it's called.
Well, there's a bobsled, there's a skeleton, there's the luge.
The skeleton. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be intense.
Any sport that has to do with any type of power. I'm a power athlete. Ask me to do anything with endurance, I'll say no. Anything with power. I'm trying to think. Someone actually asked me this today, dude, you think you could do bobsled? And I was like, just run and lie down in that thing and learn to steer. I think if I learned, maybe.
How would you look in a bodysuit?
I don't know. I don't want to try it.
I got to be honest with you. Right now, you're looking pretty good. Okay. Yeah. Off-season body. That's what it does.
I'm sure there's so much that goes into it, but those sleds where you just dive and just lay flat, I'm sure it's you got to be super skilled, but I feel like with some training I could do that.
You'd be good at that.
I think so.
You would like to go 80 miles an hour around these hairpin turns and stuff?
I think that would be awesome. I'd be pretty freaked out, so get some training first, but I think I could do it.
I've got to be good at curling. It's just big shuffleboard. I'm solid at that.
Really? Are you nationally ranked shuffleboard player?
It'd probably be close.
Yeah. You would be nasty on a pair of skates, I can tell you. You'd look like Zdeno Chara. Look him up for you NHL fans. You would look amazing in the pair of skates. Like, you'd be 7'5". So would you prefer to deliver the stone or sweep?
I don't think the scrubbing, that's probably like second and third tier player. I think I'm a thrower.
Are you kidding me? Those are the ones that I think they're the ones that do it or don't.
That doesn't look as fun as just like getting down there and.
Let's see it. Oh, you were backhanding it?
Always, yeah. Shuffleboard backhand.
You're going to be like that cheating Canadian dude and give it the extra push, aren't you?
He cheated.
Maybe I'd be fast. Maybe we'll try it one day on John Boy Media. We'll do a speed skating day when I'm retired.
In the warehouse, folks. Let's start freezing out the warehouse. It is so great to have the Queen back with us here on Dugout Discussions. Don't forget to leave her a comment because she loves hearing the positivity from you. Special shout out to Nolan Arenado for dropping by today. Coming up next week on the show. See that guy? Freddie Freeman, now a 3-time World Series champion. He will join us. We'll see you next time here on Dugout Discussions with Chris Rose.